With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo and the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5.
We're different from any other sport.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B. Yo.
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
What's going on? It's Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Boy, Scotty B, man.
How's
your week?
Hold on. Let me do that over. This your boy Ant. I felt like I didn't have enough energy when I was saying it's your boy, this is Anthony Adebayo. Anyway, what's good, man? What's good? My week was good. My week, it was good. It was good. Like we was just talking about it. Sometimes like I try and listen to like some of the old episodes. So I went deep in the archives. And don't shake your head, man.
Don't do that.
I went back and listened to a show from 2014 when like we were brand spanking new. This man Scotty had the Fantasy 5 that took 14 minutes straight. I forgot my name. It was crazy, man. Like once that red light go on and you live, it's like, oh, what am I supposed to do? But
Gotta start somewhere, right?
Gotta start somewhere, Bo. So we've clearly gotten better, and we trying to give people content and bring content to where everybody enjoys and feedback. So if you got questions before we even get started, if you got questions, if you got comments, share it, and we may share it later. Maybe it depends because sometimes people get crazy. So, but man, we got name changes. We got Madden Ratings. We got Bubble Talk. Where you want to start, man?
Man, it's a lot, man. It's a lot to digest. Okay, let's go into Bubble Talk, man. What are you thinking about that, man?
All right, so everybody's coming in, and we starting to see, some guys have tested positive for COVID. We knew that was going to happen, but no one yet that has been at the bubble has tested positive, which is a good thing. They were complaining about the food initially, and Jason Williams was right. Let's be smart about this. You can't be multimillionaires complaining about some food, so no one's really gonna care. But the part that made me laugh was that snitch line.
Oh,
the snitch line. So the NBA has developed. They're being really strict, which I understand. And their thing is, if you get off the bubble, whatever, you gotta sit down for was it 8 days? You got quarantine for 8 days. So I like that, but I think if you want to really control them, you got to hit them where it hurts. And we all know hit them pockets. And if you start finding players, if you start disciplining them to where they got to take this serious, ain't nobody going off that bubble.
Yeah, I just have mixed emotions about it. I understand the safety, and I understand like you got to stay within the bubble or whatnot, but I think it's being undervalued the sacrifice the players are making. This is going to be extremely mentally challenging.
Absolutely.
We're going to see somebody break down. It's not just going to be about talent with this playoffs. Whoever is mentally in the right space, I think it's going to win it. I think it's going to be a balance of talent, health, and just mental stability.
Right.
I don't want to say that we're seeing people crack already, but if you're there and you're complaining about the food and your accommodations, and the season hasn't started, good luck.
Oh boy,
good luck.
Yeah, it's that's going to be a problem. But I have the feeling that it takes a while to get used to change, right? And it may take them a week, it may take them a month, but I like that they didn't just bring them into the bubble and say, hey, you got to play it right now. They pretty much don't have another 2.5 weeks or so, or 2 weeks. So I mean, you have some time to get adjusted to that different lifestyle. You have time to get adjusted to even playing ball again. So, but that's who you think is because they said they got some calls already. If you had to pick a player or a few that's probably making that that's probably down that line, who you think?
I got Jimmy Butler.
You got Jimmy Butler, really?
I got Jimmy Butler, man.
Are you saying that because I have on a Miami hat?
No, I just got Jimmy Butler, man.
You know who I had? The first person I thought about is not even on the bubble. He's not even there. D'Angelo Russell. He has experience.
That's a good one.
He has experience. So I'm like, yo, I looked online. I seen some people say Chris Paul. I seen some people say LeBron.
So the reason why I went Jimmy Butler, is he looked like he just too serious. Like he just looked like he takes everything entirely too serious.
Man, Jimmy Butler.
Did you hear about the hotel report that he had? So they was getting complaints from his room, and they went to his room, and that man was in there, man, dribbling the basketball. They say he was in full sweat, like he's ready to go. So Jimmy Butler takes me as somebody that's like, you know what? Nah, everybody's gonna follow the rules. We gonna get it. So I can see him. Joel Embiid. I can see him on the snitch hotline too.
Joel Embiid.
Yeah, he looks like the guy that gets caught. He's gonna take everybody down with him. You can't tell me that he doesn't seem like that type of guy.
Oh man, Embiid.
Yeah, man. Embiid, I got to throw Embiid in there too.
Okay, yeah, I just honestly, I had D'Angelo Russell, and the only other person I thought of was J.R. Smith by accident. I think he would be trying to like order pizza or something and accidentally call the snitch line and just. It's just craziness, man, and so yeah.
J.R. Smith, he seems like the type that he's down to go out the bubble, but he'll do something like post it to Instagram or something like that, and then they'll get caught up. Like he'll take a selfie and be like, "Yo, I'm at the club,"
right?
Like, "Oh yeah, he ain't even supposed to be there." All right, we got you. So yeah, that's how I go with J.R. Smith. He probably ain't the best decision maker.
Right, and I think that if they do start hitting them in their pockets, some sort of discipline other than 8 days of quarantine, I think you'll really get to these guys and it'll make a difference, because man, it's like you said, it's gonna mentally challenge you, and
I got one last one. I gotta go with my man Patrick Beverly.
He's just gonna snitch on all the Lakers. It ain't even gonna be nobody else. Yeah. They're all gonna be in their room. They're gonna be in their room. They're gonna be in their room. No, LeBron. He just went to the Sheiks across the street. We saw him.
Yeah. He's gonna find that loophole, and he's gonna be
man. So all right. So we got you want to go Madden ratings and talk some NFL?
All right, let's talk Madden ratings.
All right, so I got a few with the quarterbacks. So Patrick Mahomes was a 99. And I think how many is 399? I think it's Patrick Mahomes, Christian McCaffrey, Aaron Donald. If I'm forgetting somebody, forgive me. But Patrick Mahomes was 99. Russell Wilson, I forget. I think he was a 94 or 93. Lamar Jackson was a 94. I think the Brady was a 90 and Rodgers was an 89. But I think where I'm like kind of confused is Deshaun Watson. They got him at an 86. I felt like that was too low.
See, I disagree. I think if you got Aaron Rodgers at an 89, that's about where Deshaun Watson should be.
See, so why is that?
Not as accomplished, and I still would take Aaron Rodgers over Deshaun Watson.
I wouldn't, but
I mean, right now, I would. Maybe not if I was going to build a franchise, and I had the opportunity to get Aaron Rodgers now and then Deshaun Watson. But if I got to take a quarterback, I would take Mahomes first, Jackson second, and I got to go Aaron.
Well, you put Aaron Rodgers in the top 3 over Russell Wilson? You taking Aaron Rodgers over?
I'll take Aaron over Russell.
What?
Yeah, I'll take Aaron.
No way. Not now. I mean, I see if you were saying in like 2015. No.
Aaron Rodgers is a bad boy, man. I mean, I like Russell too. I like Russell, but I gotta take Aaron, man. You taking Russell Wilson over Aaron Rodgers?
Right now, I have Russell Wilson. I have Russell Wilson in over Aaron Rodgers. Russell Wilson is a 97. I mean, Russell Wilson right now he's in his prime. Aaron Rodgers is not in his prime right now.
Russell Wilson is bad. He's a bad boy. I just like Aaron Rodgers. I like Aaron Rodgers. I do. I like Aaron Rodgers.
Listen, you know how I combat that. You know how I combat Black Lives Matter. No. But no, Russell Wilson, the last let's say 3 years, he's been more consistent than Aaron Rodgers. And I get so you can't say we can't use the Aaron Rodgers doesn't have anybody, right? Because Aaron Rodgers' set of receivers are probably better than Russell Wilson's. Maybe let me rephrase. His top receiver is better than Russell Wilson's top receiver.
All right, so I'm gonna go out on a limb. Russell Wilson, you're right, has had he's been balling out. I mean, he's been balling out. He deserved his money. I can't take anything away from him, but I feel like Aaron Rodgers does more with less. I feel like he makes people a lot better. Aaron Rodgers is and there's not anything he can't do.
There's nothing that Russell Wilson can't do.
He's not, in my mind, a better passer than Aaron Rodgers. No, I mean, if I have to take a passer, I go with Aaron Rodgers.
No, well, we'll let the people decide. I think that Russell Wilson is better. Like I'm talking about right now. I'm not talking about when he was. I'm talking about right now. If you had to choose between Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, no, I'm going Russell Wilson. And I'm not gonna say it's not even close, but it ain't close. And there's actually a few guys I'd take over Russell Wilson. I mean over Aaron Rodgers.
Who else would you, out of curiosity, who else would you take over
I'm taking Mahomes.
Okay.
I'm taking Russell Wilson. Drew Brees, I'm on the fence with.
I'm not taking Drew Brees over Aaron Rodgers.
I mean, well, Drew Brees is on his way out.
Okay.
So I mean, and we're talking about right now. We're not talking about over their career.
I got you.
And honestly, I would take Deshaun Watson over Aaron Rodgers.
So I'm with you a little bit. I do see like a changing of the guard.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, like I said, the Rodgers, Breeze, Brady,
yeah.
Like we're gonna move away from them, and you've got like a different top 5.
Right.
But right now, man, I'm still rocking with Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. I mean, he went 13-3 last year, and if they don't,
I don't even know if I even bet against Tom. I really feel like Tom Brady is going to have a similar season to what Peyton Manning had when he was with his first season with the Broncos.
I knew you was gonna say that. I knew.
Yeah, I can see it.
You mean his second season when he broke all them records?
Your first, second, one of them.
The one where if you had Peyton Manning that year, no matter what fantasy league you won the championship that year. He's not gonna have that year. He's gonna have a good year.
He'll have a real good year.
He ain't throwing no 50-something touchdowns this year. He's not throwing 50-something touchdowns. No way, he's not throwing 50.
That Tampa Bay team is loaded. That Tampa Bay. I mean, they don't really have an offensive line.
They have enough. I mean, you don't need.
They got enough.
You don't need that great of an offensive line because Brady gets the ball out in 2 seconds. He ain't throwing 50 touchdowns. I will bet that he's not throwing 50 touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say 50, but it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be a good season. I agree that he's going to have a good season.
If we have a season.
Yeah, I think we're going to have
I mean, we're really banking on basketball right now.
Basketball
is bigger than them just playing basketball.
Mm-hmm.
If they could pull this off, it would give all other sports hope.
Yep.
If they fail, it's back to the drawing board, man. And I just we're getting closer to them canceling football or even moving football to the spring. I mean, college football, the writing for that is on the wall.
Oh, yeah. College football is. So I'll say this: I think that there will be. I don't think the NFL is going to play in the spring. I really don't. They will play in February, and end the season in March, early March, and just play a consolidated schedule before they just play April, May, June. Because the NFL don't like to listen. They have a calendar, and they don't like the nah.
Football is in some serious trouble, and the reason why I say that is they didn't have a backup plan.
Right.
They're just winging it, and they're going to end up like baseball. Baseball didn't come with a good plan. Basketball was the only sport, and maybe I'm a little bit biased, but hear me out on this. Basketball was the only sport that said, all right, we're shutting down, but we're going to come up with a realistic plan that people can get behind, and this is how we're going to do X, Y, and Z. We're going to make a few alterations. We're going to make a few decisions that, yeah, it may hurt. Okay, yeah, we are going to put our people in a bubble. Yeah, we are going to test more. But they came with a plan that everybody, I don't want to say everybody, but the mass majority of people can say, you know what, that seems like it could work. You know what I mean? Or it seems like, all right, they've thought this thing through.
Mm-hmm.
Football, I think their plan was like, look, all this is going to be wrapped up by the time our season even starts. So we'll just chill out. We'll do a virtual draft. We'll do a few workouts here and there. And then by the time it comes to our season, we'll be good to go. And that has not been the case.
Yeah. And I agree with that 100%. But I think that the NFL – so it's different with college and high school and all of that because with the NFL, you're dealing with, like, grown men that they don't answer to anybody, So, like, when you're talking about college, you're dealing with the players, then you're dealing with their families. You know what I'm saying? Just like in high school, you're dealing with and they just don't have the budgets like the professional sports do. No matter how much the boosters support, the NFL and the NBA, they have a lot more money to throw at whatever they have to throw at. And with the NFL, I think they can pull off, playing now. I mean, yes, soccer, MLS is pulling it off, and I like the way they're doing their thing as well. but they're working it out, and they can NFL can just throw money. So if they need, honestly, if the NFL, it takes a lot more logistics. But if the NFL wants a bubble, they could do a bubble. They can.
Yeah, but I guess my point is it's not really the execution. Anything could be pulled off. Mm-hmm. It's the give or take. Right. So and then people have to buy in to what you're saying. So with basketball, yeah, I mean it was I wouldn't say a majority, but it was a group that said I don't know about this. But for the most part, the players, the owners, everybody kind of bought into what was going on, and they've at least agreed that this is what needs to happen for us to play in a safe environment and everybody and get the best possible outcome. Football has not even presented a plan to the players or the owners or anybody to at least get the buy-in to where, okay, this is what we're thinking. This is not what's going to work. At least with baseball, they had threw some things out there. I mean, yeah, it was a jacked up plan. They didn't want to pay them or anything, but at least baseball players knew, okay, this is where our league stands. This is how far apart we are. How do we come to an agreement to actually get out there and play? Football is just like, yeah, man, I think y'all going to report in October and we'll figure it out once you get there. And that's not going to work.
Right. So, all right, so let's just continue to assume that football is going to have a season.
Okay.
Right? So we had some, today was the deadline. 4:00 was the deadline. Derrick Henry signed at the 11th hour, 4 years, $50 million. Congrats to him to get his money. Dak didn't sign, and a report came out later that Dak was trying to sign. They was just too late. I think that's BS. Personally, I think that's BS on both sides because you had all this time and all the reports said y'all wasn't talking. So why wait till the deadline? Everybody knew the deadline was at 4:00. So don't come at 4:05 and 4:10 telling us, oh, he was going to take this. We wanted to take this deal and blah. I think that's BS. So I'm about to shock you a little bit. I think that if the Cowboys don't get a deal done by next year, right? If they don't get a deal done by next year, and they do franchise Dak again, he's going to get that $37 million or whatever it is that he's going to get, and he's going to be out the following year. And you know where he's going to go? Indianapolis.
I on double down, and I'm just gonna kind of ruffle a few feathers. I think Dak is not going to get a long-term deal in Dallas, and he's going to end up somewhere else anyway. I see Kirk Cousins and Drew Brees written all over it. Typically, you don't franchise a quarterback. And when you franchise tag a quarterback, the organization is sending a message that we don't have a backup plan, but we need to keep you. You know what I mean? Because we don't have a backup plan. We don't have enough confidence in you to give you the money, so we need to keep you. You saw how that worked out for the Redskins. And a lot of people don't remember in San Diego how that worked out for them with Drew Brees. And yeah, they ended up with a backup plan with drafting Phillip Rivers and things worked out. The Redskins, not so much. And Kirk Cousins, when it came time to negotiate, he held all the chips. He was like, oh, no, I'm not taking less than this. This is what I need in guaranteed money. And the Redskins was like, you're crazy. And he ended up getting it on the open market. I see the same thing happening with Dak Prescott. His brother
and he had conversations with Kirk Cousins. And I think that's why he signed the franchise tag so quickly. He was like, I play because it's different. It's different getting franchised as a quarterback than getting franchised as a running back. That's a $20 million difference. But go ahead. You were saying about his brother.
Well, let's go back to to what you brought up, Kirk Cousins showed the way. He showed the way, like, okay, you don't want to bet on me? Get the franchise money. I mean, 30 million, 30, 32 or $33 million, whatever it is for a year. And then if they do it next year too, like he'll have like what, close to $70 million, and man, you get paid.
And then you get your 4-year deal with the new TV money. You know, so my thing was like, he'll probably sign a 3-year deal like Kirk Cousins. And if this, you know, so I'm not mad at Dak. You know, again, I've said this year in and year out. I'm for the guys getting their money. Don't get shortchanged because of whatever, you know. So I'm for you know, Dak signing the franchise tag. If he could have got the deal done, I think they said between 33 and 35 million with 110 guaranteed. I mean, all right, but I think we can all agree that the money wasn't never the problem. It was the years. That was the issue. Dak wanted 4, they wanted 5. And I think for them not to just go to 4 and then and try and make it work and get that extra year somehow, or even give him a player option for that 5th year. Whatever you have to do, get the deal done so you don't have to worry about that. So now you're going into this year.
They don't want to get the deal done. And that's why I keep telling you, and it's becoming more apparent, they don't want to lock him up to a long-term contract. They just don't have a better option.
I don't think so. I think they wanted him to sign for 5 years. He wanted to sign for 4 years. That's been the reports for the last few months. Dak wanted that 4-year deal. So at the end of his 4th year, that new TV money kicks in, and he gets the bigger piece of the pie.
So, I mean, just hear me out on this. It shouldn't even matter. You know what I mean? Like, his track record since he's been with the Cowboys, I know I give you a hard time. He's outplayed his contract. You know what I mean?
Yes.
By far. It shouldn't be even a discussion to him getting a deal. He should be able to get whatever he needs. And that should be the end of the discussion. And we've seen far less talent, not for the even for the Cowboys. I mean, just far less talent in general get paid, and they can't figure out how to get a deal done with this guy. I mean, he's done nothing but do everything they've asked him to do.
Never missed a game.
Never missed a game. No off-field drama.
When you had the issues with the flag, he stood right by you, and he took the slander, and it was what it was. But now it's his turn. It's his turn to get paid and things of that nature. So if Dak leaves, I wouldn't be mad at Dak now one bit, because
he is going to leave, and I want to tell you, the Cowboys are going to be left holding the bag. I think that they feel like they can put somebody else in that position with the way that team is loaded, and they could get better results. And I think that's why they haven't committed to him.
Now, if they find a way to get Deshaun Watson, let's go. Let's go. But I see something in the console. Let me put this up. So, and I disagree with this. So Ern says, "Damn, Henry got desperate," and I disagree. I think that he was going to get $10 million. He was going to get $10 million for this 1 year, and he's a running back. So we already know how it is. What it is. 4 years, $50 million. That goes about 12.5 per year. I'm sure he got. It's $25 million is guaranteed, so half his contract is guaranteed, and he still has enough time to get another deal. He'll still get another big deal. It's not going to be like he's not going to do like what Frank Gore's doing right now, getting a bunch of 1 year deals. At the end of those 4 years, he'll probably get another 3-year deal.
So Derrick Henry, I'm not going to say that I'm not sold on Derrick Henry, because he's balled out the last couple of years. I just feel like he's a one-trick pony in an era of football to where you need your running back to do different stuff. So I think the running back position is going to the Le'Veon Bell, the Christian McCaffrey, like those type of guys. I think it was a good deal in general for both. I don't feel like Tennessee overpaid, and I don't feel like Derrick Henry got he got what he deserved.
Right.
But if I was the GM, I don't know if I would have spent my money that way.
Why?
I don't think that. I think their recipe for success with Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry, I wouldn't have wanted to lock up those guys.
Well, I understand that, but you got to understand they have the offensive line in place. They have the defense in place. They got some young players at receiver who I mean, they got some pieces and
so you got to the playoffs again.
Yeah, why not? So here's the thing. You got a good running game, right? A good running game will take you what 2-3 years, maybe for on average. If you have a good running game, you're gonna survive in this league. What's their coach's name? Yeah, he's shown that he's a good coach, right? I think we can agree that he's a good coach. He's one of the few Belichick disciples that's putting his stamp on his team. And so when you have that steady person, now you don't need Tannehill to throw. Clearly, you don't need him to throw for 300 yards every game because you have a running back like Derrick Henry. But it starts at the O-line. They have a really, really, really good O-line, right? So Derrick Henry, yeah, he's gonna take some shots, but he's so punishing that people are gonna get out of his way. I don't really see him getting hurt. I think that he's in a system now that's kind of like built around him. That team is like built around him, just like Baltimore is built around Lamar Jackson. And I do think that they can make another run. I mean, I don't think that last year was just some fluke because, again, it'd be different if they were just throwing the ball all over the place. But they got to the AFC Championship running the ball.
It's hard for running backs to duplicate their success. And, I started thinking like the Todd Gurleys and a couple of other running backs.
But none of these guys are built like Derrick Henry. I mean, let's be honest. Like Todd Gurley, but Todd Gurley, he's had injury issues since college. I mean, So I mean, he even in college he didn't put together back-to-back seasons. He had a stellar, I think it was freshman or sophomore year. Got hurt the next year. Got hurt his sophomore year. Then put another good year together his junior year, and then he got drafted. You got somebody like Derrick Henry who is almost like, when you're in school and you're like, man, I don't get these math problems. And then it finally clicks, and when it clicks. I think that Thursday night game against Jacksonville, when he had that huge run, he just went off for like 200 and something yards the week after I dropped him. But
with Tannehill leading your team, it is no telling how good you'll be. I wouldn't be surprised if they win 5 games next year.
No. They're not gonna.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No. I honestly, if you look at that division, they can easily. They have to be the favorites to win that division because, Jacksonville, they no. Then you have Indianapolis. They just signed Phillip Rivers. No. They may win 8 games. Then you have Houston. And Houston, Houston is going to be. I think Houston might be a sleeper, but Tennessee is going to win that division.
See, I not so fast. I wouldn't be surprised if Houston or Indianapolis wins that division.
I mean, they're gonna because yes, Indianapolis they have the O-line as well, and but Houston, it's something about Houston that's because we all joke. I know, but we joked about them getting rid of DeAndre Hopkins, right? But then I started looking, and I'm like, well, if these guys that they have, because they have they have a solid group of receivers, right? So it's like it's kind of like sneaky. I'm like,
so here's the thing with Houston. If they were playing on paper, they'd run away with that division. But we don't know how David Johnson's going to come back.
That is true.
Will Fuller, you talk about somebody that
injury pro. Yeah.
And then they got another receiver. Who's the other receiver they got? They picked up
Cobb.
Cooks.
They got Brandon Cooks. But they got rid of Randall Cobb because they had him last year.
Yeah, Houston.
You don't know. I will say that you don't really know about Houston because.
So you kind of won this argument because I don't know if I would put Houston over Tennessee.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it doesn't have anything to do with the quarterbacks. But
I say that the division is up for grabs. Anybody can win it.
Tennessee is going to win that division. We'll do our predictions in like a month or so, a few weeks. But Tennessee is going to win that division. I tell you now, and Houston is going to be a sleeper. I can see them making the playoffs somehow. Because how many times have we said, yo, Houston is not going to make the playoffs. Deshaun Watson is hurt. They don't have a quarterback. Even before Deshaun Watson got there, you're like, their quarterback, they got a quarterback carousel. They're not making the playoffs. And next thing you know, they're 8-8, 9-7, and they're hosting the playoff game.
So while we're on Houston, man, did you hear about Kenny Stills?
Yes. And explain to the people what happened with Kenny Stills.
Nah, he just got arrested. They were at the Attorney General's house of Kentucky protesting. Pretty much they're trying to get him to, I guess, put the officers, bring charges for the
which they should.
Yeah, they should. Absolutely. For Breonna Taylor. So they said pretty much it was like 70, 75 protesters out there, and they all got
arrested.
They got arrested and charged with some sort of felony.
I think all those charges are going to get either thrown out or whatever. They need to do the right thing. Not to get off football, and I'm glad you went there, but they need to do the right thing. Like the people in Kentucky, the Attorney General, whoever it is that needs to make that call and needs to do what they need to do. They need to do the right thing. They need to do the right thing and arrest those officers for that murder. I mean, they at the end of the day, you have to do the right thing. So go ahead.
So Myles Garrett
got paid.
Got the bag, man. I think it was well deserved.
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, we all knew that he was going to get paid. I think the only question was, should he does his antics, because it wasn't just the Mason Rudolph, he had the situation against the Jets. So he showed a lot of immaturity, right? And would that hinder him getting paid? Because he's definitely one of the top 3 defensive players in the league. Clearly from the payday he just got, he's the highest paid non-quarterback. So I mean, he definitely deserves it. 30-something sacks in 37 games is crazy. So pay that man. Pay him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how everything kind of falls in. I thought it was interesting that the Browns, it's a different regime, but they got it right. Myles Garrett getting the back. Redskins, man, name change.
Oh, it's the team from Washington. They don't have no name. They don't have no name. And their last game as the Redskins, they lost by 31 points.
Somebody told me they're going to change the name to the Ratskins. Just change the E to an A and be like the Rat.
I don't know who told you that, but that was terrible. But no. So it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. Let me get my. I guess we should get them some hand claps. No, I don't think they deserve hand claps. I don't think they deserve hand claps because it should have happened a long time ago. And
yeah,
the only reason why it happened is because they hit his pockets. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why. So no, he doesn't deserve. He doesn't deserve a pat on the back, a good job, Bucko. He don't deserve anything. He deserves you should have been did that though. He should have been did that.
So there's been some whispers. The guy who basically the owner of Amazon, or the guy that started Amazon, they're talking about possibly Daniel Snyder may sell the team to him.
Bezos?
I don't think that's going to happen. But
Jeff Bezos? Hey, look, you know what, Scott? You've been on a roll. You know, that joint might happen next week with the role you want, because a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago you said they wasn't going to change the flag in Mississippi, right? And it happened. Then with the name change with the Redskins, you was like, you didn't think it was going to happen this year or for this season, and it's happened. So what's next? What's next, man? What's next? You don't. Look. Scott. So the report or the rumor is that Jeff Bezos may buy the Redskins from Daniel Snyder. So here's the thing. I think that that would be good for the. I'm sorry, they're not the Redskins anymore. The Washington team. So that would be good for them, right? As an organization, you probably have a competent owner, right? And we don't know how competent Bezos is when it comes to running the team. But you look at somebody like what's the owner of the Clippers? From Microsoft.
Steve Ballmer.
So you see how he didn't have experience running the team, but he came in there with the Clippers and changed all of that stuff up. And like now the Clippers, pretty much since he's gotten, even right before he got there, they were Lob City and all of that, but they haven't wavered, so they've still been in the middle of the pack.
So this is why I don't think it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. I can see this. I can see him buying the minority share because I know like 40% of the team is up. I don't think that Daniel Snyder wants to sell the team. I think he's feeling more pressure to sell. I think the fact that they're shopping the minority ownership is kind of a red flag to him. I think most people would want more control because that 51 or 60% that he owns, he'll still be able to do what he wants to do.
Right.
It's going to be interesting. They're going to run a story in the Washington Post tomorrow regarding it. So just be on the lookout for that. Hold
on. Wait. You're not just gonna. Wait, Scott. You can't do that, man. You can't just spread out. If you know about this story,
I don't know much about it, so I'm not going to talk.
But you know what's going to be in the post.
It's going to be in the post.
Man, Scotty B, man. All right, okay.
No, I don't know too much about it, so we're just going to see how. I don't think it's going to happen, but like you said, I've been on the roll. Everything that I say is not going to happen, happens. I just said we're not going to have a football season. Just my luck. As soon as we go off the air, they're going to announce, "Hey, we figured out a plan."
They got with all fans, we got it covered. And we're damn.
But shout out Alex Rodriguez, Jennifer Lopez. They're trying to buy the Mets.
Yeah.
What I really like about this, and I hope it gets done, is the homeboy Bradley Bill. He's in the ownership group. Brian Urlacher, Mason Plumlee. I didn't even know he even had that much money. He got more money.
He would probably. I'm sure he probably contributed like a few million. It wasn't nothing heavy.
Nah, but I think it'd be super dope if Bradley Beal buys into baseball and is still playing.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And that just shows you the growth of like the athletes today. You know, I just show they into investing and doing different things. Different things with their money, where it's not just buying jewelry and cars and things of that nature. So
the big thing is the team is selling for $2.1 billion.
mm-hmm.
Right now, the group has 1.7 billion, but the current Mets ownership wants to sell to A-Rod and them, but they've got to get that. They've got to get that number a little bit closer. So,
yo, call Diddy.
I was thinking the same thing.
Call Diddy. Hey, listen, what a New York team? It's not the Yankees, but the Mets are the Mets. The Mets is that's automatic income.
Call Jay.
Call Jay.
I don't know if Nas got the money.
Nas definitely has the money.
You think Nas got the money?
Absolutely, without a doubt. You do know that Nas is like the key investor for Ring. No, for Ring, like the Ring doorbell.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, man.
I didn't know that. Nas?
Yes. Nas. Nasir Jones. Yes. Yes.
Well, he got that bag then.
Yeah, man. So I mean,
we had somebody on. We had somebody on that was writing a book about the Mets, right? He was talking about
Jermaine King.
I wonder what he's thinking about this. Yeah, because he was on. He was talking about. I guess what it was Nas that made the Mets cap. He had it broken down. I don't remember.
Yeah,
we had him on. What, it was about a year ago?
No, that was right after CIAA. It feels like a year ago, but it was only in February. It was wow. No. I'm sorry. It was March. It was like March 4th or something. It was like the Wednesday after the CIAA. But it feels like a really long time ago.
Like a long time ago, man.
Yeah, but yeah, we should get him back on, man, and because that'll be a good something to talk about.
Yeah, man. That's just shout out to him though, man. I hope that they can get that done, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So if that does get done, and that's going to change the culture for the Mets. I mean, that's going to be a big I don't want to say shock, but it's gonna be a culture shift. There's gonna be a huge culture shift because now you got like some owners that are like younger and they like more hip, and it's like you can compete so you're not gonna have the Yankees money, but you'll be up there.
I can see people gravitating to him just off who's in the ownership group.
Absolutely.
I think they'll be able to promote it a little bit.
And you have and especially if you get those the talent in there, and once you start, and it's New York, so yes, it's not the Yankees, and the Yankees aren't the end all be all, but the Mets have had some all right teams that that haven't like really gotten over the hump, but I don't know, man. I think that can change a lot of things.
But you know what, though? You said something, and you talked about like the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, for our lifetime, the Clippers have always been second fiddle to the Lakers.
Yep.
But I mean, you see, I don't know if LA will ever be a Clipper town, but you see the relevance of the Clippers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now Bahama paid. He bought the what's the old oh my gosh, the Forum in cash, like $400 million cash. Come on, man. You doing something like that, which is gonna be right up the street from the new Rams and Chargers stadium. Man, Listen, we're gonna see a shift. The Lakers have to. So the Lakers are the Lakers, right? I think even if it would take the Clippers for them to switch it to a Lakers town, they would have to win probably 20 championships.
I think this season when they return, I'm still rooting for the Lakers, but the Clippers' chances are growing every day. Well, I mean, the loss of Rondo until possibly the end of the first round, and Avery Bradley, those are key losses, man.
I agree. I
mean, the addition of Reggie Jackson to the Clippers, they are deep. They're a deep team. Paul George is going to come back healthier. Allegedly. Kawhi Leonard is going to be a little healthier. They're still talking about doing his management, his load management type deal, whatever. They have a legitimate shot this year. They have a legitimate shot.
And then they'll win a championship and not even be in LA. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? How ironic, but I don't think they're going to win a championship. I do think that the Lakers are going to win a championship. For whatever reason, I really want LeBron to win a championship this year, man.
I'm rooting for him too. One of the stories that's kind of died down a little bit is with Kobe dying. You know, he had kind of like went on that little vengeance, and they stopped him right in his tracks. So I'm rooting for LeBron too, especially like since the Warriors are out of it, and you don't really have Durant. Go ahead and give it to LeBron.
First of all, I don't think he wants a pity championship. I mean,
I think he's going to have to go through the Clippers, and
absolutely,
and he's going to have to go through the Bucks. We'll
see. So you think the Bucks are still gonna they still gonna go to the championship? I don't think the Bucks are going to the championship.
Man. I think it's going to be uncontested.
Really?
I think they're going. I just don't see it in the East, man. I don't see it.
I've said it before, and I think that Miami, Philly, Boston is going to have a lot to say about that.
So I think Miami. I like that pick, and I'm rooting for Miami. Just your brother and everything. Boston, yeah. Philly, no.
I think you're sleeping on Philly like people sleeping on Houston, the Texans, man. What if they get it together?
They won't. Their coach needs to be fired, and they need to break up that team. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just calling it how I see it. I really no. I think Philly is in the conversation because nobody else is. That's it. That's the only reason they're there. Like you have to put their name in the hat because, like you said, in the East, it is Milwaukee, it is Toronto,
right,
and Miami, and Boston's right there, maybe, and then you got to throw Philly in there. Nah, man.
Orlando's been hot too.
Orlando's been hot.
No, Orlando.
No, they're going home in the first round.
They're already home. They're already home.
Well, they'll be the only team that can stay in the bubble. We'll let them watch the rest of the playoffs from the bubble. Damn, that'd be good.
Wow. So did you watch any of the TBT?
TBT,
the basketball tournament.
Part of it. I saw that last minute shot.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that, man? You got them with the schoolyard joint.
Yeah. So my thing with that tournament, I like that should give people an idea of how the NBA is gonna do the bubble thing. Because they ultimately were successful. So the thing was with them is, once you lose, you just leave. You bring your stuff with you to the arena. But I know you can't do that with the NBA. But one of the things were if one person on your team, because I believe they got tested every day, but if one person on your team tested positive for corona, your team was done and y'all was out of there. And there was no team had anybody test positive, so no team was like eliminated because of a positive test. You know, everybody got to play, and I felt like that was dope, man. I was like, so it's proven that it could be done. Yes, it was over a shorter period of time. I believe it was 10 days total. I mean, but they played. It was 7, 8, 9 days straight. Had a break before the championship one day, and then last night they played the championship. I thought it was well run. You know, those guys wanted to play ball, and for the most part, the games were good. And I still think that the NBA should find a way to adopt that little thing they have with the target score, kind of like what they did in the fourth quarter of the All-Star game. It brings you don't have to necessarily do it. I think that should be there overtime.
I think if there's a league that will look at adopting it, it'll be the NBA. I think they'll take a look at it.
Yeah,
they're the most innovative
league
out of the 4 major sports.
Yeah, and I mean, and let it just be the overtime. If it's the overtime, so now you're not interfering with the time of the first 4 quarters. If that's your overtime, if it's 80-80, hey, first team to get to 94 or 92 is y'all win. That's right. It. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that it was well ran. That joint was crazy when they hit that button for Zell for that $1 million. That's man, listen. But I did do a little bit of research about that on how, you know, they break how the payout is broken down, and it's, you know, everybody doesn't get $100,000. You know, you do have 10 guys on the team, but like I looked at it from a couple years ago, it was like 3 guys got 107, a couple got 95,000, one person got 45,000. So I'm interested to see how that breakdown happens, because there's some guys that don't play in every game, you know, whether it's because they're not as good as the other guys or whatever.
I'll take 45 for riding the bench for 10 days.
For 10 days.
10 days? Yeah, I'll take 45.
That's a cool 45, man. Listen.
A matter of fact, any team want to pick me up, I can give you 5 fouls. I can give you 5 fouls.
Hey, man. Nah, hey, them guys be hooping, though, man. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if there's a couple of guys that played in that tournament that ends up in Orlando in the NBA bubble. Joe Johnson played.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you think about it, it's going to be some sort of outbreak, and they're going to need players to come in. I mean, you got to be deep. You're going to have to be boss, but so mature. Wait. So mature. So mature. Everybody else knew what I.
So, nah. You're right. You're right. You're right. So, and that's why I feel like a team like Boston will be okay. You know, because they have, you know, they go 10 deep. So
you have to have that depth, because like you said, you got to be prepared for whatever's happening.
Right.
Even if you don't test positive for the virus, somebody is going to crack. Somebody's going to have a family emergency. I mean, not just a family emergency, but somebody is going. The pressure is going to get to them.
Yeah, you're right.
Somebody is going to break down. Like, I can't take it. I have to go.
Yeah.
You think first person to crack?
The first person to crack, J.R. Smith. No, I don't know. I think J.R. Smith is going to be good, man. I don't know. And if it's not J.R. Smith, it's probably Deion Waiters. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think that
I can see Dwight Howard cracking.
No. See,
I can see Dwight. I can see Dwight.
I don't think he cracks because he seems to be there for a bigger cause and a bigger mission. So I think he's a little focused, not necessarily about basketball, with all the social injustices and things that he's been like protesting and things of that nature.
Right.
I think he's there. I think he's there for a bigger mission. He's gonna, and you're gonna see a lot of guys that's stepping up to the plate in regards to that too. But as far as being the first to crack, man, honestly, it's gonna be somebody that we don't even know. You're like, yo, fam, what are you cracking for, man? You're not even gonna play. So
somebody's going home. Somebody is going home.
Yo, I mean, I'm telling you, if it's and that'll be the person that'll mess around and get COVID and give it to like the best player on the team. You like, yo, come on, man. So
we're gonna start it when the season kicks up. We'll call it like Crack Watch or something like that.
Wait, what? We can't listen, Scott. We can't call it Crack Watch. We can't call it Crack Watch. No, that's wrong on so many different levels. We'll call it something else. We can't call it Crack Watch.
All right, we can't call it Crack Watch. We'll call it. Nah, I ain't gonna say that.
Oh boy. All right, so look, real quick, we about to get up out of here, and so we got part 2 coming up on Sunday with our battles, man. Not but Marcus and I. I feel like I'm on a redemption tour.
Yeah, I think it's important for you to get this victory. Yeah. I really do, because if you lose, then you just become another name.
And I can't become another name. You're right.
Yeah, you just your relevance in the battle.
Hold on, brother. Let's not do that. No, I have relevance, right? And I will, even if
not if you lose again.
Please. First of all, we're gonna make sure the judges is straight. If Tasha, if you out there, get them categories together. All right. So Tasha's gonna do the categories.
So look, right, if you lose, you gotta sit down for a minute, man. You just gotta host or something.
Fam, I didn't even look.
Yeah, if you lose,
win or lose, I'm just gonna be chilling. Cause listen, battling is a lot, man. That joint is
it is a lot.
A lot.
But I think if you lose twice, you gotta sit out. I want to tell you, why do you keep accepting the challenges on everybody else's terms?
What do you mean?
You don't play to your strengths.
I do.
I told you what you're respected at and what your strength is. Why would you agree to an R&B battle again? You are not an R&B dude.
That's not true. Scott, I'll play something for you right now. Hold on 1 second. Yeah,
nah, don't play anything for me.
No. Because you ain't gonna keep on disrespecting me like this, man.
I'm not being disrespectful.
No, you are being disrespectful.
You're a dope DJ. You are not a R&B guy.
You'll be in the building.
You are the last person that I would go to for a playlist on.
Scott, you are. Are you
R&B? R&B
absolutely.
Yo,
Scott,
not
you.
Don't
worry about
yo.
Are you gonna be there?
If I want to work out in the gym, or I want some.
Are you gonna be there 6 p.m.? Don't put me in no bubble. Don't put me in no bubble. I ain't there. Don't put me in no bubble.
If I want to know who's hot or not, Ant, you that guy. You that guy. If I want some diss tracks, you're that guy. But R&B, I don't know, man.
That's fine. You gonna know on Sunday.
We'll see. I'm not so this week. I'm not going to bet against you. I'm not going to try to sway the judges or any of that. I'm not going to try to get in your head and think that try to demean you or tear you down or anything like that. I'm just going to watch, but just remember 2 things: play to your strengths. And if you lose, you need to sit down. Just sit down. Just sit down for a second, man. Sit down and evaluate. It's not in the judges, man. It has nothing to do with the judges. And I'll give you a golden nugget as to help you out. You gotta adjust to whatever the judges are doing. Know your audience. That's the key to winning. It's not about the music. It's about making the adjustments.
What is that about the music?
No, it has nothing to do with the music.
I Coach Smith.
You got to make the adjustments to what the judges want to hear. That's the key. That's the secret. It is what it is.
You're right. You're right.
I'm telling you, that's how I got my 2 victories. Is I realized early on you got to adjust to what the judges want to hear, and that's the key to winning.
Okay. I got.
I'm giving you that nugget.
I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm listening. See,
it could be Tasha, it could be Kayon, it could be Nair. You just got to pick up on the vibe of what they want to hear and go in that direction.
All right, what else? What else you got for me? What else you got for me?
That's it, man. That's my last.
That's it.
Nah, man, I can't be giving people the blueprint.
Hey, yo, I cannot stand this dude, Joe. Who the hell do you think you are?
Yo, 2-time champ, man.
Oh my gosh, man. All right, man. Oh, you was hold on, but look, you got to give me my props though, real quick. So again, we'll give people like a backstory of like these battles. You know, it was something we started to do just kind of so we kind of like during the pandemic, we could just like fellowship and everybody could just come talk trash, listen to music, whatever, and everybody talk. So after that initial battle, it's always that one person that calls somebody else out. And there's always a second battle when when some people may log off. There's always that second battle. Always. I think probably like the last 2 months, there's always been some sort of undercard, right? And I don't ever remember an undercard going after the main event. But whatever. It is what it is. We're having fun. And so last week, I got called out. And Scott said it don't matter, but I think it does matter.
What those you talking about, the undercard victories, the underground?
Yeah, and I think that counts for us for like bragging rights, because honestly, it's all for bragging rights at the end of the day, right? At this point, right now. So I got called out, and this is where I kind of showed my what's the word I'm looking for? I'll come back to that word. But anyway, I got called out, and our good friend from Eric. He called me out. He said, I get the West Coast and he do all South. So I said, all right. So we went to 10 and he had a big lead. He was up 4-1. But you know what happened? I came back and I had some arguments with the judges for mainly one round. It was one round. And I let the people talk, right? What did he play? He played 3 Kings. And what did I play?
I don't recall.
I forget what I played. But I was like, there's no way. Shoot. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, I got that victory. And I done beat Oak 3 times in a row. I will not battle him anymore. I will not battle him anymore.
So here's my thing about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those undercard ones, even though they mean a lot and people take bragging rights, it's like playing one-on-one after the game. It's like playing like one-on-one after practice.
And that's fine. Are you going to want to win that game or what?
You always want to win,
right.
but unless everybody sees it, or it's that known game or that known acknowledgement, that's when you get your credit, you get your hype. So you can win 3 to.
No. I beat Oak on the main stage. Don't do that. I beat him on the main stage as well. Don't do that. Don't do that.
And it may be time for him to sit down. Like we do have to get adopt like a UFC mentality to where like if you keep losing, nobody wants to see you battle. Right.
It's a point where we're just gonna be laughing at you because you're like, why did you play that stupid song, Charles? Why did you play that stupid song? My bad. All right, man. Let's get up out of here. Have a good week, brother.
All right, you too, bro. I'll definitely be chopping it up with you, and we'll talk Sunday.
Definitely. But yeah, this is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
It's Scotty B.
I'm sorry, Coach Smith. To the rest of y'all, all right? That's Coach Smith. All right, we out, man. We out.